Whoa, whoa, whoa. Anyway, yeah. Thank you guys for coming in and checking in and all that stuff. Yeah, so check it out. This one is coming from CNBC.com. I'm guessing the writer, the author of this is Su Lin Tan. So the real cure for inflation has gone ignored, Steve Forbes says. Let's get into this inflation, let's get into this storm that is messing up, or it doesn't even feel right. Post COVID, before COVID, everything was cool, man. And then after COVID, it's just like yuck. It's like shit. You gotta try harder for everything. It doesn't feel nice. It doesn't feel right, but I still gotta give thanks for my life. Let's get into this article. Forget about this key points. I hope you guys could read it. In focusing on raising interest rates to cool inflation, central banks and governments have overlooked the importance of maintaining stable currencies, said Steve Forbes, chair of Forbes Media. I agree, Steve. The British pound briefly fell 4% to an all-time low of $1.03, I guess, on Monday in Asia, following last week's announcement by the new UK government that it would implement tax cuts and investment incentives to boost growth. I saw that article and I said I wasn't going to read it. Currencies are weakening against US dollar as interest rates in the United States continue to rise. Both the Chinese yuan and Japanese yen also fell heavily as the two economies maintain more accommodative monetary policies than the U.S. Oh my goodness, the U.S. is preventing other nations from rising. No central banker today, hardly any, talks about stable currencies. It's about depressing the economy to fight inflation, Forbes said at the Forbes Global CEO conference in Singapore on Monday. He said many economists and policymakers have stuck to a standard dogma or mindset of targeting inflation by hiking interest rates and failing to look beyond that, such as by taking steps to shore up currencies. But what is the real cure here, man? Forbes cited favorably an example from the 1980s, sorry, that's too late. After that, Fed Chair Paul Volcker reined in inflation with a dramatic interest rate hike of more than 20%. The U.S. President Ronald Reagan stabilized the economy and increased production by cutting taxes and introducing deregulation. So whenever you see that DERE, you know what that stands for, right? Deregulation. Yeah. The Reagan administration also coordinated global efforts to sell dollars and buy up other currencies. Of course, domination, right? Today, unfortunately, not only is the Biden administration putting up obstacles to deal with supply side problems, but also the Federal Reserve and other central banks think you have to depress the economy to bring inflation down. He said, disputing the idea that recession is the only solution to come to combating inflation. So quote, they do it by artificially raising interest rates so they have fewer people employed. That is not the real cure, he said. Quote, the real cure is to stabilize the currency. You don't have to make people poor to conquer inflation. And and they've been doing this. This inflation is going on 40 years now. We saw the eradication of, what do you call that? The middle class. Where's the middle class now, guys? We're all poor. Thank you very much, government. federal to be exact. Currency imbalances can create problems for economies. A higher US dollar means more expensive exports, where weaker currencies could mean problems like lower foreign exchange reserves. Forbes suggested using global Forbes suggested using gold to stabilize currencies. For example, trying the US dollar to gold so the dollar has the fixed value. We know what's going to solve all this issue. Come on now. Gold holds, so quote, gold holds its intrinsic value better than anything else on earth. Gold is not perfect as a stable value, but it is than anything we have found in over 4,000 years, he said. Quote, with unstable currencies, you get less product, long-term investments, which is key to economic growth. Forbes said that after the Bretton Woods gold standard was introduced in 1940s, under which the US dollar was fixed to gold and other currencies were fixed to dollar, economic growth rates were a lot higher. However, the Bretton Woods system collapsed in 1970s. Separately, HSBC's global chief economist, Janet Henry, said at a panel at the same conference that she would not be surprised if sterling continued to fall below the low of $1.03 on Monday, but did not expect it to stay at those levels. I don't think she quoted, I'm quoting her. I don't think there will be currency intervention on the sterling, but on the onus is now on the central bank to do more. But the onus is now on the central bank to do more to tighten policies to stabilize the situation. And the only way they can do that is through what, guys? Stable coins. XRP, cryptocurrency, the ledger. I think unless we get severe financial distress, the bank will wait until the next meeting to show decisive action to raise rates aggressively in the next couple meetings. Of course, they're gonna do that. It is so obvious that they will do that. They want the economy to fall. Look at them. The bank realized that they've been hidden monies, and they realize that they realize that they're losing this battle, because people want better. People want a comfortable living. We don't live forever, so the time that we're here, we want to be comfortable. We want to make sure that our families are comfortable, right? So they're seeing that people are invested in alternative industries, and they don't like that because they want control, right? So it's fine. They can want the control that they want, but we want peace and we want freedom. So, hey, by all means necessary, right? As long as it's peaceful. Guys, thank you for coming in, checking out, giving me your time while I give you some of my time. All right, so, yeah, and you know what? Thank you for listening, and thank you for helping me to build my vocabulary. You know, as I said before in some of my first videos, I am a content creator. I do write music and poetry, and so, you know, it's been a while since I've done it. I started when I was probably like 16 years old, and then I stopped when I was like 28, 29, and I want to start back up again, and you know, I want to start back up again. You know what I'm saying? I like expression. I like arts, and I like outside. I like stuff. I like things. I like being artistic. So, yeah, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for staying in. It's starting to rain here. I'm going to relax and watch a movie or something, go to bed, wake up early in the morning and start grinding again. Take care, guys.